Hello Libra, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you are connecting with on a romantic level. What it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship in the past. This could also be a current relationship. For others of you, this could be a situationship. And for a small portion of you, this could be somebody that you've met. You have a whole lot of energy. There's a whole lot of chemistry. But no one's really speaking up. For those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. I do not channel through any spirit guides. I never have. And I have certain reasons for that. At the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel to provide you with some advice based on what comes up today. Libra, not bad. One of the few readings that I've seen where you have a lot of happy cards. Sometimes I call the cards negative, sometimes dark and dreary, but here you do have truly happy cards. Maybe just one half dreary and gloomy kind of card, which is doubt, but the rest of it is really good. We have here pleasure followed by laughter, sexuality, synthesis, doubt, surrender, ecstasy, wisdom, followed by beauty under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Libra, the connection that I have with you, no doubt, gives me a whole lot of pleasure. The pleasure that I feel is not only spiritual, but physical as well. This pleasure, it runs deep inside. Sometimes it's overwhelming. In you, I have found a friend, a confidant. You know what makes me happy. You know what makes me tick. You are that ray of sunshine on that cloudy day, and you shine through. You make my life worth living. And I do feel you are someone who is very, very sexy. I find it difficult to not think about you. I find it difficult to not fantasize about you. Yes, I am very much attracted to you. And I feel that sometimes it is overwhelming for me. I can't concentrate. I find it difficult because I am thinking about you, fantasizing about you. And there are things that have happened in my life that I'm not so proud of. I've hidden these things from you in the shadows. In dark times, I've hidden and kept quiet, not opening up to you. But there's a part of me now that wants to change that. Long ago, there used to be peace and harmony in this connection. Now there's none. And I want to restore that. I want there to be peace and harmony, and I want there to be an open, honest conversation. I want to open up to you. But a part of me doubts that. I doubt that that would even happen. I doubt that you would even entertain it. The doubts I have now, they stem from knowing that there is a lack of trust. There is a lack of faith. I do know that in this connection, a lot has happened. And because of the things that I have said and done, and the things that I never said that I should have, the things that I never did that I should have done, it has created a rift, a sense of emotional detachment. And that is why I doubt that any effort I put in, I doubt there'll be a reward. But you don't know this. I truly have surrendered myself to you. My mind, my heart, my body. I feel that I have given this to you willingly. There's a part of me that now feels that I belong to you and you belong to me. And if you lead, I would follow. Before, I didn't see things like this, but now I do. I also feel a sense of ecstasy. This eternal bliss on a soul level is what I feel when I think of you and when I'm with you. Sometimes I find it hard to follow what makes me happy. But I realize now that you make me happy. And you are there. And I feel I can't waste a moment. I don't want to waste a minute longer. I can't. I have become wiser. You don't know this because of the distance between us. But the things that we have gone through, the things that I have experienced, it has taught me a lesson. I have learned from my mistakes. I have learned from the lessons. And now I am wiser. This is something that I wasn't before. I wasn't very knowledgeable. I was immature and even inexperienced. But now I know things are different. Overall, you are the sunshine in my life. There's this beauty that radiates from you, and it comes from the inside. There's this glow. I know that you are one with nature. You have this way of making me see who I really am through the looking glass. Do I like what I see? No, I do not. I don't even trust me. I don't trust others. And sometimes that's why I doubt things. But I do feel that in this connection, I have met someone such as yourself, not only so beautiful on the outside, but on the inside. Your beauty, your charisma, your charms, your talents, your personality, and your character. To me, that is beautiful. You are beautiful. For now, in my heart, I remember the feelings that I've had. I want friendship. I don't want to lose you. because in this connection I have felt a lot of pleasure, physically and emotionally, and even spiritually. All right. Libra. There's something here that happened, and it's almost as if you're finding it difficult to forgive this person. They did something, and they've learned a lesson because we have wisdom here. But despite that, right, they still feel that maybe it might not work out. Why? Because they have doubts. Because of the things that they have done, they feel that it's unforgivable. Now, for some of you, I do see this connection being more of a friendship plus a physical. And when I see that, it does show me that, yes, there is the emotional aspect here where we have surrender, but it's quite less. What I'm seeing here in this connection, there's more of a physical and spiritual connection, less of the emotional. It's almost as if physically, if you guys were together, or when you were together, physically it triggered a spiritual understanding, and it has just grown beyond that as time has gone by. Things have changed, they have progressed, things have increased. All right. You do have another card that's popping up here, so I will pull it out. So this is the Lover's Path Tarot deck. For those of you who are new, the first set of cards I just read, that is the current status of your person of interest, what they're currently feeling. These are those feelings and emotions that your person was going through in the past. So here I like to go a little bit into the past in your connection. So things were going great between the both of you, but then something happened. What happened? This is for those of you that may never have received the closure that you deserved. This person may have ghosted you. They may have faded over time. The communication may have just started to lessen and fade over time. And you wonder, where are we now? Here we have Judgment. And another card that popped up, the Three of Staves and the Two of Arrows. Let's have a look. I do read these in the reverse. So this talks about how back in the day, certain things were happening here in this connection where a choice needed to be made between the higher and lower impulses of an individual. The higher impulses meaning the spiritual, the lower impulses meaning the physical. That's why you had ecstasy being the spiritual and sexuality being the physical. Here we also have stagnation, feeling stuck, not being able to move, the inability to act, because there's a sense of blockage, but also not really making an effort and just giving up control to the universe. So you may have noticed this person did not put the effort into this connection as time went by, and you just didn't know why they were doing this. They were doing this because they knew what they wanted, but they also knew it was wrong for them to desire it that much. And that's you physically. We also have here the Three of Staffs. So this talks about ambitious plans that may not have been grounded in reality and being very frustrated with delays. There was an inability to transform the goals into realistic action. So here, even though your person of interest may have thought, is this good? Is this bad? What were they doing to even move forward? They were actually not doing anything. The stuff that they were doing and thinking and planning, there was no substance to it. It's like all bark and no bite, all talk and no action. So this person may have said a lot, done a lot. The problem here is that they made a lot of plans with you. They may have even promised a few things, but the problem is everything that they did was not grounded in reality. It was not practical. Here we also have the Two of Arrows. This talks about peace, truce, impasse. It also talks about, in the reverse, discomfort with a decision, wanting to understand a difficult situation. Balance needed to be attained, but eventually issues also needed to be confronted. There was a lack of emotional control. Discomfort with a decision and the over-reliance on intellect and leaving emotions unconsidered. This is what I was talking about earlier. I had mentioned emotionally detached or emotional detachment, not really expressing themselves to you that much. And this is something that's an issue here. So they are comfortable with the spiritual aspect because that's just between them and their higher self. They are comfortable with the physical aspect because it's their body and yours. What they are not comfortable with is with the emotions. And here it does talk about how they were feeling uncomfortable with the decision that needed to be made back then. All they started to do was rely on their intellect and leaving emotions unconsidered. So, again, it goes back to that unrealistic planning, right? The type of plans that they were making, it may have been built more on an intellect, very rational, but there's nothing to do with emotional there. So there is no progress forward. So you're dealing with somebody here who really had something else in their mind, meaning that their agenda was different. Some people, guys, do get into relationships thinking only that it's going to be physical. They do not realize at some point in time they might just fall in love. Here, your person of interest is trying. Very difficult. It's very difficult for them. They're trying their hardest that they do not have any sort of emotional attachment. And you may have noticed this. I'm seeing the word commitment. Some of you wanted commitment, but they just, they stayed emotionally detached. I'm also hearing that nothing they ever said made sense. They would say one thing and do another. Yep. Okay. We have here the Ten of Swords. So this is any actions, any plans, any intentions your person of interest may have towards you. This is the Beginner's Tarot. We also have here the Ten of Swords. We have Strength followed by Temperance. Then we have the World card. So we do have 3 major arcanas here. Interesting. We have here the Ten of Swords. So it does appear that at some point in time, your person was with you, and then they created a distance. They went off. Somewhere. They left. What were they doing during that time? Well, they were trying to see, Libra, was the grass greener on the other side? And it turned out that it wasn't. I'm getting the words asphalt. It was just asphalt. There was no grass that was greener. There was no grass at all. So they come back. Now, by the time they come back, they feel that the rest of the world has just simply betrayed them. They feel defeated, and they've had enough. Enough is enough. By the time they come back into your life, they've been beaten down. 10 swords in the back. They can't get up. Face to the ground, and that's it. Eventually, an individual like this sees that the day is dawning in the back, and then so they rise up, dust themselves off, and then they're ready to go. The good thing is, right next to it, you have the Strength card. So after this, they have learned a lesson. Remember, the current cards you had, they had wisdom, right? So they are wiser now. They're no longer the same as they once were. And here, from this state, they are going to rise up. They're going to gain that courage. They're going to know that they do have freedom. They do have a choice. And they're going to want to work towards that, which is really good. We also have here Temperance. Now, what's interesting about this is that your person of interest here knows that there's certain things that were out of balance before. And they want to have a better balance moving forward. They feel that this connection, like I said earlier, is a spiritual connection. But they also feel that fate and destiny is bringing them together. And that going forward, they're just supposed to be peace and harmony, a peaceful resolution. We also have here the World. Some of you may be dealing with someone who is from a different background. This could be a racial background, religious background. The both of you are quite different, but it is a noticeable difference in any way. And what we have here is with the Temperance, there's a desire to bridge that gap, to create a situation where the both of you have an equal give and take, and there's equality in this connection. With the World card, I also see this card as a message that comes through that's telling you they don't like the distance between the both of you. They want to close that gap. Emotionally, they want to close it. Physically, they want to close it, meaning they just want to be close to you. They do not like the distance. We also have here the Seven of Wands, the overall arching theme. As of now, right now, your person of interest is actually going through a lot of struggle. There's some situations here. There's a sense of distrust, there's struggle, there's arguments. There's other things that are coming into this person's life, and they know either they can tackle it, they can handle it, or they need to get rid of it altogether before it gets to the 9s and the 10s, where it becomes overwhelming. So here you do have your person of interest who is actually quite busy, but there may also be other conflicting people, matters, that this individual is encountering. So somebody may be saying something bad about you because of the way you guys are so different. And so somebody doesn't want you to be together. What's happening is your person of interest is going and maybe even disagreeing and arguing with these people. But I do see here some type of friction. They are involved in a certain situation where there's a lot of talking and sometimes even arguing, but making their point, like putting their point across, is not easy for them. So I do see them eventually reaching out to you, but for now, I see them working on themselves. So I don't see an actual direct sort of step that they're taking, but their steps right now are for themselves internally. They're working towards this. All right. I have here Archangel Answer cards. Just going to do a quick prayer. All right. These messages are brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. All right, so that makes more sense. We have here messages that are being brought to you by Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. And it's pretty interesting. You do have a timeline here. Actually, you have many timelines, in fact. You have 3 at the very least. Some of you have been going through a lot of physical changes. This connection has taken a toll on your health. It's starting to make some of you feel actually sick, or some of you were sick. Now, this is a general love reading. It's not going to resonate for everybody. But this connection was so draining that it actually started to cause problems. I do see that here. We have here, yes. This was with an exclamation mark. Yes. A year from now, certain things are going to change in this connection. A year from now could have come up last year, but in this deck, it does not go beyond that. It doesn't have anything like 3 years from now or 5 years from now. A year from now simply means that it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. But also, yes, a year from now, look for a sign. And the signs and synchronicities, or even red flags that you may see or that you may sense and understand, you're going to start to notice a few things within the next few months. No, it's not within the next few weeks, but within the next few months, you'll start to notice a few things that are going to mean something specifically to you. You will understand what it means. We also have here recovery. Yes. So that's really good. With the recovery card, like I said earlier, it does talk about how this connection may have made an individual at some point very sick. Now, the sickness could be a misalignment, the mind, body, spirit, and soul. We also have, for example, yes, which is very positive in the end. We also have yes in the beginning, which is very positive, right? So you have 2 yeses. There is going to be recovery, and I do see certain things happening for you in a very positive way down the road. I do see that here. It's just that it is definitely going to take some time. Now, for some of you, recovery, look for a sign. For some of you, this also means that you need to start looking for red flags and not, like somebody wrote in the comments a while ago, I was painting all the red flags green. It was cute, it was funny, but it's, it's pretty serious, right, when we try to sugarcoat things. But yes, we need to actually recognize and understand what those red flags are and what they were in the past. Sometimes you may just need to reflect and have a look. Last month, the past year, how many times has somebody done something to you that you perhaps thought was okay, but other people thought, no, they're not treating you right. However, you never saw it that way. So I do see here this desire to have more understanding, this need to know more. And that will occur internally within you to know more about the situation, and the universe, through the power of God, is going to give you those answers as time goes by. We also have here the overall arching theme, there's something better. So this typically talks about how, in this connection, whatever you think is good, that perception and that idea and that thought that you have is actually wrong. How is it wrong? Because something is going to change in a very positive way. It's almost as if you've gotten so used to being rejected, for some of you, being drained, always fighting and almost like yelling at a wall, or like there's nothing from the other side. It's always you putting the effort in. That's what I'm seeing here. But the good thing is that there's something better than what you have been doing. And that's going to happen and unfold within the next few months. Now, either there's something better than the situation that you're in right now, or I've also seen this card to be for someone better, meaning someone is going to enter your life within the next few months to a year from now. By that time, you are going to recover and heal from the pain that was caused from this particular relationship. Because for some of you, there's someone better coming into your life. And before this was not the case, your mindset was totally different, but you're going to have to take a step back. And with this much time, you have a lot of times here, or timelines, a year from now, a few months from now, then you have within the next few weeks, right? But typically this all rounds up to a few months from now. There is something definitely going to happen. If the majority of the reading is resonating with you, then most likely this is also going to come to fruition. Now, for those of you who feel that maybe this person is just using you, right? That is exactly what the Judgment card was for, where you have the higher impulses and lower impulses, right? This is a problem because your person of interest may have wanted you physically, and yet they decided to just stay at that level. They decided not to go anywhere on the emotional, in the emotional aspect, and it's been affecting you negatively because they're not emotional, and you want that emotional attachment, but they have been keeping themselves distant. So that itself is a red flag too. That itself shows you that what you want is not what this person wants. Your desires and theirs are not aligned. They may act like it is, but in the long run, if it's not what it is, if it hasn't turned out to be what you had thought of, many months have gone by, many years have gone by, then it's time for you to look at those signs, right? And to think, is it worth it? Should I be in this connection? Because for all of you, there's still going to be something better or someone better. Something's going to happen, and it's going to be quite positive, in fact. Libra, that is your reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. I do like to hear your stories. I do read the issues that you guys go through, and I do sometimes try to respond as much as I can. Also, for those of you who are new, my YouTube channel, this one actually, it's you guys know this one's free, but I also have another channel. It's called Asnointia Audio, and there I have videos on relationship related advice. One is on negative energy, what and who are negative energies, how to recognize and remove. And I also have one playlist that is on past life and spiritual connections, any sort of spiritual connection. So I have a look at that, and you can go to the channel, view the videos for absolutely free. Please do like, share, and subscribe to that channel. Hopefully it'll provide you with some understanding. Also, I wanted to mention to you guys that I do personal readings, and I do love readings. I also have spiritual readings, which are past life readings. I also have something called a chakra checkup, which is a reading that I do to view the negative energies that may exist inside of your home, around your aura, and inside of your body, which is your chakra centers. Now, because of this specific card that I've laid out here, I find that to be very helpful. For some of you who have been going through this, where you just don't feel right anymore, there's something off, right? And you know it. You know what you were like before, and now you know what things are like after. This is to help you get rid of those negative energies that are actually increasing and causing more problems in many of the, how do I put this, feelings and emotions. It enhances frustration. It enhances anger, hopelessness, right? So once you get rid of the negative energies, it actually resets and reboots who you are. The original you will come out. That's the original you. Right now, because of this card, I do see some of you are bogged down and you're just being weighed down heavily by these negative energies. So have a look at that. Read through all of the descriptions for all of the packages that I have available, and you can know what it is that you're going to expect, right? I've written it for that reason, so that you can expect a certain amount of things, and then I deliver. Also, I do have some packages that are self-help guides. Please also have a look at that. One of them is called a Holy Lake package. If you feel this is not your situation, but you still feel that there's negative energies, please feel free to have a look at the Holy Lake package too. So that is a self-help guide. With this one, the chakra checkup one, I do provide an actual reading to you personally. All right. That is your reading, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do, and I'm going to ask, please do like, share, and subscribe. You guys know I usually don't, but I'm probably going to start asking now. It's been a while, and my channel, it's a bit, people can't really find me right now, so hopefully we can get back up there in the algorithm. And you know that I have not been able to upload as frequently as I do. Weather right now is really bad. A lot of allergies coming in. It's really cold where I am right now. And hopefully when the weather gets better, and I'll be able to figure out exactly what's causing these problems, I'll be able to upload more frequently, guys. But I am thankful that you all do tune in and that you do support the channel and you love what I do. Thank you so much. All right, guys, you all take care. Stay safe. I will see you guys again. Bye now.